Good morning. Merry Christmas. I'm recording this Christmas message mostly for those of you who perhaps are struggling this year and perhaps haven't been able to celebrate Christmas in the way that you would want to. Perhaps alone or just with not as many people as you would normally. And you're finding yourself perhaps looking for something further to give you hope this Christmas. And really that's who I'm making this little video for, because I know that a lot of people in the comments, they've said they've struggled this year, and they've said that I've helped them, and I'm grateful to have helped in any small way that I can. And really I'm lucky. I've made the best of this year. Even then, there's been plenty of things I'd have liked to do that I haven't been able to, but keep chipping away and keep working at it. But for the moment, I'm just glad to be doing what I am doing, and that you guys appreciate it, and that it seems to be bringing you guys joy, and I hope in these difficult times. A lot of people are probably saying good riddance 2020 and hello 2021, like it's going to all magically be better. And I think a lot of us know, and I'm quite sure, 2021 isn't going to be magically better. Don't set your hope on that, and don't fall victim to false hope. That being said, don't give up on hope, because there is, but it's not going to be quick, it's not going to be overnight, it's not going to be easy. We may have to go on for a long time like this, at least months, perhaps even years, if necessary, but we will see the end of this. I know it's difficult, but we will see the end of this, and things will get better. But they won't get better overnight. And that's really something that I think is worth bearing in mind, because a lot of people, even I've been speaking to, have been saying, "Oh, it's going to be all done by the end of January, or some point the next year." It's like, no. But it will get better. And even when it is finished, there's a whole world There's a whole world out there that's been turned upside down. Might be worth paying attention to. This is going to be written about in the history books. Now, when my children or my grandchildren, and they ask me what I did, and I say, I made YouTube videos. And, I hope brought joy and hope and comfort to those in need of it. And I'm really thankful that I've been able to do that this year, because there's a lot of people who haven't been able to do what they love, and I hope one way or another you find a way to get back to that you find a way to return to the world, because there is a world out there. It's big and it's exciting, and it's getting ever more exciting and interesting by the day. Like I say, history books are going to be written about this time. With my series, I cover similar things, but it's all space and sci-fi and everything, and it's a little bit removed, but it's worth remembering I hope there is a strong grain of reality in there. So ultimately, my message today to you is hope, but it's not a fool's hope. It's a patient, determined, and resolute hope. You never give in. I want you to promise me that. You don't give in, and you don't lose hope. Because things do get better. They will get better. And I know, because that is what history has taught us. We will come out of this. Won't be easy. It won't be quick. But we will. And one day, we will celebrate Christmas as we did with newfound appreciation. In the past, we've all lamented, I'm sure, having to host our relatives and, this person and that person who, you don't really like, but for politeness sake, you put up with. But now, we're all just so desperate for company, and think about future Christmases that you will celebrate. And think about those people who perhaps you would normally be loath to host, and perhaps think how fortunate you will be and how glad you will be to see them return, even if they are annoying. In the meantime, take this Christmas as contemplation, and perhaps think about the Christmas story. Don't think about it in this candy-coated, wholesome, how heartwarming thing. There is an element to that, but it's also a story of suffering. Jesus' life begins with suffering. He's born basically out in a cave, we think. That's hardly ideal, and that's hardly a great start to life. For those who believe him and that believe that he was the Son of God, it's like his life began with suffering. And, in terms of being uprooted and being separated from their family, well, that's what they experienced. Mary had to give birth away from her mother, her sisters, cousins, you know what families are like, and they'd be the support structure, they'd be the ones helping with the birth. No, her midwife was, we think, the innkeeper's wife. That's suffering. That's difficulty. That's I think, the Christmas story but that we should be thinking about. It's a story ultimately, and I think that we can relate to, is one of suffering and discomfort, but that ultimately you just endure through it because it's worth it. Because at the end of it there is a new life, and if you're a believer, it's a new life that brings new life. And I mean, even from a secular standpoint, if you want to look at it like that, well, a new life of course breeds new life, and the new life from that, and the new life that breeds continues generations hence. And there's hope in that, because we know that they're going to have a better future. So that's really my message, is don't give up hope, but don't let yourself be deceived, but continue with a quiet and dignified determination, and we will get through this. You will get through this. I'll see you guys in the new year with regular content resuming. Thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.